All right, what's going on, Laker fans? I thought I was going to wait for Coach Darvin Ham. Apparently, he's not talking, so I waited as long as I possibly can. Looks like Anthony Davis is talking. I just listened to part of Anthony Davis. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I got a lot to get into, so I appreciate you guys hanging around. I know in the chat, everybody's just talking. It's helpful for me when the game ends to listen to a little bit of spectrum, trying to listen to Coach so I could just kind of hear what some of the he liked, disliked, strategy. I especially wanted to hear from Darvin Ham tonight, but like I said, I waited as long as I can, and he didn't talk, at least not yet. So Anthony Davis is talking right now. He'll eventually, obviously he'll eventually get to talking. Heat over the Lakers, 110-96. I think sometimes I'll give it kind of my best perspective possible here. I think there's sometimes that you watch a Lakers game and it is what it is. The world's not going to end. They win a game or they don't, obviously, or if they lose a game. I got to be honest with you. I got a lot to bitch about tonight. Just a lot to bitch about tonight. I think there are times where, as a fan, you watch your team and your squad that you're rooting for, and at the absolute worst, you just want to see a team say, man, that team just outshot us, or that team just they pulled away at the end, or a couple of shots didn't go in, or something along those lines. All I've heard about the Lakers, at least through the first 34 games, and this was happening earlier today when I was doing the pregame show, I just keep hearing people make excuses for the Lakers. They're 17-17 through 34 games. And then the conversation was going to be about, well, the Lakers got some home cooking. They're going to come back in January, and watch out for January because they're certainly going to do work and everything's going to be fine. And, Jimmy Butler's not even playing tonight. And I will tell you, I fall into this as well. It's not like I'm calling out other people. I fall into this as well, where you start, you know what? Maybe there are some excuses for the Lakers. They got so many different guys that are in the starting lineup. They played the most road games, the most back-to-backs, the most games in general in the NBA because they had the in-season tournament. Can we stop making excuses for the Lakers? This is bad basketball. How good did Miami look against the Lakers playing without Jimmy Butler, their best player by far, and that's kind of the heart and soul of that team, one of the best two-way players in the NBA? How much better did the Miami Heat look than the Los Angeles Lakers? It was like two completely different classes. Completely different classes. The way they move the ball, the way is there's constant movement. The ball doesn't stop. The players don't stop. Constant cuts, constant screens. They're everywhere. How about their communication on the defensive side of the ball? How good did the Miami Heat look? Whether their zone, their rotations, how quick they always seem to step ahead of the Lakers. And then I hear Anthony Davis in the postgame show talking about, we got outworked. Just sometimes it seems like teams are playing harder than us. Okay, like I said from the beginning, if you're a fan and you're upset that your team lost because the other team was just better, but if you're getting out-hustled, outplayed, out-coached, Eric Spoelstra was running circles around Darvin Ham today. Absolute circles. It was two completely different classes when it came to coaching, what Spoelstra was doing to Darvin Ham and what the Heat were doing to the Lakers. But there's certain things that you just have, I guess, no tolerance for as a fan. If your squad loses because the other team is just better, then it happens. If the Detroit Pistons lose a game to the Milwaukee Bucks, you get it. There's just not enough talent. If the Lakers dominate a Portland Trailblazers team or a San Antonio Spurs team because there just isn't enough talent. Ironically, Spurs snapped their 18-game losing streak to the Lakers. Okay, that's fine. Things like that happen. But it sounds like to me there's a much bigger problem with the Lakers than just the Miami Heat out-executing them. The Lakers cannot start a game, and I was doing this. We were talking about this in the Pelicans game when Lakers played New Orleans. We've been talking about it really. It's been the entire theme for the Lakers all season long. The first quarter ended, Lakers had 18 points. Miami was up 7. They had 10 turnovers to 18 points at the end of the first quarter. They don't come out in any of these games ready to go. They look completely lost. If you're another team out there, all you got to do is, okay, wait, if we just out hustle the Lakers and we play harder from them, we might have a shot in this game, whether we have the same amount of talent or not. They're completely nonchalant when it comes to starting games. Who do you want to complain to? Who do you want to bitch about to? I'm down to bitch. Is it okay? Then that's on Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham clearly is not getting these guys ready before the game starts. Okay, why don't we complain at LeBron James? You're the leader of the team. Anthony Davis, you're the leader of the team. Everybody is going to go the way you guys go. I don't know who to point the finger at because I think it can go in multiple different places, but it's an awful sign for Lakers basketball right now. It really is. You're 17-18 on the season. Bron and Anthony Davis have virtually played every single game this year. You won this stupid in-season tournament that has a banner at Crypto.com Arena like it's really supposed to mean something, and we were all supposed to get excited about that. And then everybody talking about, well, after they won, they played so hard for the in-season tournament. This is the down. I think they're 3-9 in their last 12 games. It's something like that. I don't know the exact record, but it's not a good record at all. I'm just sick of making excuses for the Lakers. It's bad basketball. It looks bad. And when you start questioning the effort of your team and whether they're playing hard enough, what the hell do you want? What do you want a fan base to do if that's the reality of literally what's coming out of some of your other? They out hustled us. They play hard. Why is that even an issue? Miami, by the way, did out hustle them. Did play much harder than the Lakers. And the Lakers are now one game below 500, 17-18 on the season. And this whole home cooking BS that we were all talking about, what home cooking? It seems like any team right now, whether they're playing in LA or they're playing somewhere else, has got a chance to beat the Los Angeles Lakers, and that doesn't seem like any question. You had Miami as your first game. You got Miami, or I'm sorry, Memphis coming in on Friday. Then you got Clippers coming on Sunday. Clippers just blew out the Miami Heat. Who the Clippers beat tonight? Clippers had another impressive win. I think they beat Phoenix. I'll look at the NBA scores real quick. But I know they were up big at halftime. If they ended up winning that game, I'm assuming that they did. So home cooking my ass. Go look at all these other teams right now. They're doing work, and the Lakers find themselves in a very weird position. Let me see. Clippers won that game 131-122, so they won at Phoenix. I haven't even bothered to look at some of the comments yet. I'm going to get into a lot of the comments right now. But just an incredibly frustrating Los Angeles Lakers basketball game. And I'm not 100% sure what's next for the Lakers. I'm going to read you guys here a quote from Dan Wyke, had put this up on Twitter. Anthony Davis says, it's a little bit of everything right now. If we keep on this trend, it's not going to be good for us. That was actually after that he said a couple of the things about the team's effort and everything else. Let me read some of these comments here. But just very, very frustrated watching Lakers basketball right now. I got to be honest. I don't think there's been a couple times where you watch a game and you just kind of sit back and say, what the hell am I watching? Like, what is this squad doing? This was one of those nights. This is one of Miami without Jimmy Butler. This is supposed to be, we keep selling ourselves that the Lakers are going to come back to crypto. January is going to start. The Lakers are going to start doing work. This is awful basketball. There's a beauty to watching Miami, the way they play the game, and there's an incredible ugliness to watching the Lakers play. 10 turnovers in that first quarter. They ended up with 22 turnovers in the game. They shot 13% from three. 13%. Me and 4 of you that are watching on the stream right now can go out to a basketball floor, go play 5-on-5 for 48 minutes, and we're going to shoot 15% from three, and none of us are getting paid millions of dollars to do it. 13% from three, 4 of 30 from the three-point line. Okay, how about this? Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish, and listen, I'm not going to go at these two guys because it's Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish. It's not LeBron and AD. It's not Austin Reeves and D'Lo. It's not Rui Hachimura. It's not the 5 guys that you kind of came into the season saying these guys are going to be the guys that contribute the most. But damn, those 2 players. You want to know what me, Taurean Prince, and Cam Reddish had in common tonight? All of us had the same amount of points. 0. Me, Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish, offensively, exact same stats. They didn't score a point. And those guys played 29 minutes for Taurean Prince, 19 minutes from Cam Reddish, 0 points. LeBron, by the way, I saw somebody in the chat say, Slee can't say anything about LeBron James. Okay, for sure. LeBron, 6 of 18 from the 3-point, or 6 of 18 from the field. 0 of 6 from the 3-point line. Did have 9 assists, did have 6 rebounds. Minus 20 in the plus-minus. Couple possessions, I'm just watching LeBron. I'm like, the dude ain't playing defense, or he's resting at a time like this, or he's losing one of his guys, and Miami would find a way to score. Bron, not good tonight. There's only one player that, you could really look at and say to yourself, okay, well, that's Anthony Davis doing his thing. He had 29 points, 17 rebounds, 3 steals, 5 block shots. But how much help Austin Reeves? Actually, let me stop right there. Austin Reeves had 24 and 8. And even Christian Wood wasn't bad, 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field. But ultimately for the Lakers, they had a lot of no-shows. They don't play clearly enough defense. They start out the game again. The Lakers do not have I guarantee you every team in the NBA is saying the same thing. Jump out on the Lakers early. And if you punch them in the chin, there's a good chance they're not going to punch back, and that was exactly the Lakers tonight. All right, let's look at some of these comments here. Inside scoop, Rob has a move in place going down 17th. All right, purple and gold. I appreciate the super here. First off, if Rob ends up making a move on the 17th, you're my insider on this channel, okay? Purple and gold, you become my insider. I text you, I reach out to you, and I say, hey, what are you hearing? Let's get another one here. LeBron left without speaking to reporters tonight. All right. You see that? That come out? I didn't see that one come out. Let me listen to Darvin Ham real quick. I want to get a couple questions in. Let me hear this real quick. Be 2 seconds here. He's talking about, Darvin Ham's talking about Miami, what they do well. They're going to come in and play hard. He's talking more about the zone, and he's kind of getting more into the analytical side of things. To be honest with you, I don't want to hear any of the analytical side. What I want to hear is why this Lakers team doesn't come out prepared. What I want to hear about is why this Lakers team always finds a way to be trailing by the time the first quarter is done. What I want to hear is why someone like Anthony Davis will say teams just come out, sometimes play harder than us. That's what I want to hear. That's the only thing I want to hear from Darvin Ham, to be honest with you. Dan Wyke put out this, I'm disappointed, but I'll be damned if I'm discouraged. That's Darvin Ham talking. Somebody else had mentioned it. LeBron James is not speaking to the media tonight per the Lakers. So he took off. So that's not happening. That gives you an idea where we are Lakers basketball right now. Okay, let's get to a couple of these. Witten Ham might be LeVar in disguise. I appreciate the super. By the way, I appreciate all the supers. If you guys throw a super, it's going to get read. Let me get to some of these other comments. Trailing by 10 all game. You're not lying right there. Let's see what else we got here. Miami, hell of a ball club right there. To be honest with you, every team looks like a hell of a ball club right now to the Lakers. Let me give you some examples. Did the Pelicans not look like a hell of a ball club against the Lakers on New Year's Eve? Yeah, I thought they looked pretty good. Did Boston, I know Boston's really good, not look like a hell of a ball club against the Lakers? Hell, did the Chicago Bulls, did the New York Knicks, did the Dallas Mavericks, all these teams have looked great going up against the Lakers. Let me count how many wins the Lakers have since the in-season tournament. They got one against San Antonio, one against OKC, that's 2, one against Charlotte, that's 3. They're 3-9. 3-9 since the in-season tournament. Oh, fantastic. At least they won the in-season tournament. So I think we could all feel really, really positive about that. Let's get a couple more of these in here. All right, a couple people are saying it. Okay, yep. There's a few people on here talking about. Somebody told me Jovan Buha mentioned it. Somebody told me that Dave McMenamin said it. Yep, LeBron left is not speaking. Let me hit on that real quick. That's kind of interesting in itself, right there. LeBron decides not to talk today after the game. By the way, this happens. It's not like it's the most uncommon thing. But if the Lakers beat the Miami Heat tonight, I guarantee you, there's a good chance LeBron James will be talking after the game. Or he has been dealing with that non-COVID illness. Maybe he's not talking either way. But there's probably a frustration brewing in that locker room that we don't know about. And let me tell you what I mean by that. You got a team right now that is one game below 500. I want to see one other thing where that actually ends up putting the Lakers now. Did Golden State pass the Lakers, or no? Lakers are still holding on for dear life to the number 10 spot. So technically, it's a tie between the Lakers and the Warriors, but maybe Lakers have a tiebreaker. They're beating them by percentage points. Lakers still in that 10th spot. You got a team right now that's in at 17-18 on the season. You're 3-9 in your last 12 games. That's really, really bad. You're supposed to come into a game against Miami. Do you know how many excuses I've heard about the Lakers over the course of the last 2 weeks? And by the way, I'm hearing them from LeBron. I'm hearing them from Darvin Ham. I'm hearing them from Anthony Davis. We're all hearing them. You guys are watching the game. You guys are listening to the pressers and everything else. And the excuses have been, we're injured. We got a lot of people in out of the lineup. We can't create any type of continuity because guys are there and guys are not there. Okay. Let me just play along with with those excuses for a quick second. Did the Miami Heat look like they had any excuses without having Jimmy Butler in that lineup? The starters for the Miami Heat, we get this when the Lakers send out who the starters are going to be for both teams. It says how that team has done with this starting lineup. Okay. Miami, the starting lineup that they used tonight, you know how many games they've played with that starting lineup? 1 against the Clippers. They lost. They're 0-1 with that starting lineup. So that means with this starting lineup, no continuity. They're trying to figure it out on the fly. Jimmy Butler's not there. Did that team look like it had a list of excuses why they would lose to the Los Angeles Lakers tonight? Because if they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers, that's okay. They don't have Jimmy Butler. Everybody understands. Did they get on that basketball floor with any excuses? Did they get on that basketball floor with any, okay, we understand. We know this is the Lakers. You got AD on the other side. You got LeBron on the other side. The Lakers haven't played in a couple days. We played on Monday. Lakers haven't played since Sunday. They're well rested, blah, blah, blah. They make zero excuses. And I feel like with the Lakers, we just start just this laundry list of excuses of why the Lakers are 17-18 or why they've gone through a stretch of 3-9. LeBron not talking tonight. It's interesting. It's interesting. Maybe he just didn't want to talk tonight. Maybe he's had this non-COVID illness and was like, I just want to get home. It doesn't feel well. Or maybe the team's gone 3-9 and he doesn't want to say something that he's going to eventually regret because he's heated or he's upset or he's just in the spur of the moment upset that the Lakers lost again. I don't have an answer for you, but by not talking, I don't have an answer and we don't have an answer and we won't know until after the Lakers take on Memphis coming up on Friday. Like I said, it's another bad loss for the Lakers. All right, I got to go back here. There's a lot of comments here that I haven't got a chance to get to. That's horse shit is the emoji there by Callie. Thank you. Thank you for that. I just wanted to help out for those who didn't know what that emoji was. I can clarify a little bit. Ham is trending number 1. Not good, Al. Oh, he got outran tonight. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but he got Eric Spoelstra was running circles. I mean, a complete exhibition of what the Heat were doing to the Lakers. Stu Lance, legendary Laker broadcaster, been there since I was actually a kid myself, who would go out to Laker games when they used to play once a year at the sports arena down in San Diego. Said something to the effect of he's never seen a team run that long of a zone in the NBA. Zone is usually something you throw off a team for a little bit, and then it's like, all right, you go back to man. No, they had that zone going for a long time, and Lakers had no answer to it. Like I said, I'm going to say this again. Lazy defense on the perimeter period. I'm going to go back to something I said earlier because I do feel like it's the best way that I think you as a Laker fan could, and you just as a sports fan in general, whoever your baseball team is, football team is, college team is, NBA team is, the one thing you ask for that should be a given, don't get outworked. That's all I think as a fan you're asking for. All you're asking for as a fan is don't tell me that the other team just played harder or wanted it more, because that's something that you can control. What you can't control is talent. What you can't control is one team just shooting really, really, really well from the three-point line that wasn't shooting really, really well from the three-point line the night before, that a guy like Dante Exum hits 7-3. There's certain things you can't control when you play in a game. But what you can't control is effort. And if the Lakers are getting outworked, they're clearly getting outworked. Don't tell me that these first quarters that this team is walking in with the focus, the desperation, with the we will do whatever it takes to win this game. That clearly is not happening. All right, let me see some more of these comments here. Lakers are still on that tournament high. That's not good. Tell them to stop taking three-pointers. Well, here's the funny thing. I do think from a three-pointer perspective, I don't think the Lakers even took that many of them. They took 30, I think. How many did they take? 30. Problem is they can't hit one. And in today's NBA, there's so much of the let me give you an example. Miami took 42 threes, but they hit 16 of them. That means they were plus 12. They were plus 36 from just the three-point line, but that's more of Miami's game. So it's not like Lakers jacked up 40 of them, but I'm with you. Listen, if the three-point shot's not falling, why don't we take a couple dribbles in? Why don't we try to be a little bit more aggressive? Why don't we try and get to the basket a little bit more? Who was, I want to look here, who was worst at some of these threes? Let me just look here at the stats. Okay, from the three-point line, you had Taurean Prince was 0 for 5. LeBron was 0 for 6. Max Christie was 2 of 9. Christie, my man, don't take that many threes. Drive the ball to the freaking basket. You're so athletic. You saw him a couple times when he gets to the basket. The shot looks nice. The jump or his drives look nice. Stop settling for all those threes. Reeves was 2 of 6 from the three-point line. Just awful threes. Christian Wood missed a couple. Bad all around for the Lakers from the three-point line. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, a lot of people mad. That's all I could tell you. Why can't AD average 40 and carry? He's in his damn prime. I gotta be honest, Adam. I appreciate the obviously I appreciate you getting in the chat here, but I got a really, really, really difficult time going at Anthony Davis at anything right now. I think I did this in the last game. We were talking about it after the Pelicans game that I'm down to bitch and complain. I'm down to go after certain player performances or why the front office did this or what is Darvin Ham doing this. I don't have much to say about Anthony Davis. I said this earlier today in the pregame show, and I don't think I'm being crazy when I say it. I believe it when I say it. If the Lakers were 7-8 games over 500, 9 games over 500, Anthony Davis would be in the MVP chat. He would be. He's having a remarkable season. Remarkable. He's missed 2 games all year long. Every game, it seems like, I was looking at this earlier, and I already read off the stat line. How many games he has 2 blocks and 4 steals. or he has 5 blocks and 3 steals, which is he had tonight. And oh, by the way, 29 and 17 AD. If you're asking for AD to get 40, I get it. Yes, he's that good of a player. He can drop 40. Problem ain't AD. Like I said, LeBron had 12 tonight. He took 18 shots and he had 12 points. Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish and everybody else in this chat, we all tied for 0 points tonight. The difference is we didn't play in the game. And I think, like I said, I'm going to go back to it. There's something deeper going on, in my opinion. In my opinion, if you're losing games like this, if you're losing games against the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler, the Chicago Bulls, the New York Knicks when you're healthy and you got everybody back, the Dallas Mavericks when you're healthy, you got everybody back and they got Kyrie Irving out. When you're losing games like this, is it just basketball? Are we starting to look around? Are guys starting to complain about minutes? Is it I'm in the starting lineup? I'm out of the starting lineup. D'Lo's in there. He's not in there. Reeves was in the starting lineup. Now he's on the bench. Now he's back in the starting lineup. I got no idea. If you told me tomorrow, what are the Lakers going to do? I don't have an answer for you. I really don't. All right, let me see some more of these comments here. Do you think Ham has lost the locker room? No, I don't think he's lost the locker room. But if they keep losing, if it starts kind of spiraling out of control where now teams are coming in, let me give you a good example. Lakers got Memphis coming up next. Memphis is not, it's not like they're a good team. I mean, they're better, obviously, with they're a lot better with Ja Morant coming back. But let me just kind of give you an example here. And I want to look at one thing here. If teams start thinking in their head that, okay, the Lakers are on the ropes here, that we could take advantage of a Lakers roster that's a little bit all over the place, and they start losing games to Memphis, they start losing games to other teams that, certainly they should beat, then we got that conversation might change. I will tell you this: Memphis is going to come in. Don't pay attention to their record. They're 11 and 23, but they're going to come in on Friday against the Lakers. Jaren Jackson Jr., Marcus Smart, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane. They're going to come in. Luke Kennard. They're going to come in against the Lakers, and they'll have a legitimate shot to beat the Lakers. Why wouldn't they? The Lakers aren't playing well. The 5 that I just mentioned right there are really good NBA players. Ja Morant is back. Since Ja Morant is back, they're 5-5, something like that. As in, it's starting to get better for them. It might be too late for them to make a push at a playoff run, but the question of has he lost the locker room? No, I don't think he's lost the locker room. Lakers got to the Western Conference Finals last year. We're not 60 games in where it seems like, the Lakers are going nowhere. I don't like the trajectory of where the Lakers are going, but if you start stacking up, if this turns into the Lakers have won 4 of their last 20, that might be a different conversation, but I'm not going to jump the gun on that one. All right, see what else we got here. D'Lo is injured until traded. No, I think he'll be back soon. I was listening to Coach talk, so I'm there in the pregame when Coach talks, and he was talking about how Rui's basically day to day, D'Lo's day to day. When I was doing the pregame show today, I'm watching D'Lo shoot around, but like very gingerly shoot around. It's not like he was out there running drills. It didn't look like D'Lo was questionable for the game, and it just came down to how he was going to warm up. It didn't look like that, but he's dealing with his pain. So we'll see what happens. I will say that we're getting closer to that date of February, and how much impact and sway that LeBron and Anthony Davis and specifically LeBron, just because he's 39 years old and certainly trying to compete right now for an NBA championship. I think the question is going to be, you know, where are the Lakers? Where are they? Are they heading towards just heading in the wrong direction? Are you going to make a move that is kind of a wild move? Okay, hey, you know what? No, we got to make a big shift here, or they're just going to be small changes, but definitely changes I think are going to come. I don't think anybody's really questioning that. I think changes are definitely going to come. All right, let me see what else we got here. Tear it down because it ain't working. People very angry at the in-season tournament banner. Somebody needs some moonshine. I'm with you. I could use some of that right now too. Somebody's saying that it's not Darvin Ham, it's LeBron. 4 threes for the game. That's incredible. 4 threes for the game. That's unreal. 4 threes for the game. 4 for 30, by the way. By the way, just a quick shout out here. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in live as we do this. I kind of like the routine I'm in here, giving it a quick second. I like to listen to Coach. I like to listen to some of these guys get a little bit, so I got some extra ammo to come in for the games. The only other thing that that I'll throw in there as well, and then I want to get into the game against Memphis just real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it. We'll talk about the standings for a quick second as well. I am getting more and more discouraged by this Lakers team. I gotta be honest with you. Coming into this season, all of us were sitting here talking about Western Conference Finals. Okay, how are they going to build off of it? I think a lot of people liked what the Lakers did in the offseason in regards to getting Rui and D'Lo and D'Angelo Russell saying, "Hey, roll the ball out there, let's go." That was interesting today. I was Dave McMenamin came on the pregame show, and Dave said we're talking about the starting lineup, and today obviously a change was made. Reeves goes back to the starting lineup. There was a little bit of chatter. People were wondering if Austin Reeves was upset with Darvin Ham about his role and not being in the starting lineup. There was a quote this after practice today, and he just said Austin Reeves said something to the effect, "I'm just trying to win. That's all that matters," and kind of left it at that. And Dave was saying, I asked McMenamin, I said, look, if let's just pretend everyone's available, Lakers are completely healthy, what should the starting lineup be? And he said, well, why not the team that went 18-6 to close out the season last year, and then eventually won the won the play-in tournament game against Minnesota, and then eventually got to the Western Conference Finals. And the point Dave McMenamin was trying to make is, why don't you have D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis? Why is that not your starting five? I got no idea what the Lakers are going to do in that direction, what they're going to do with their starting five, but that seems to be more and more of a conversation as well because we have no idea. Now, listen, I'm going to give the Lakers credit in this one. The lineup has been effed up. Rui is out. D'Lo is now out. Vando was out for a big point of the season. Gabe Vincent came back for one game, is now out. In 8 weeks, he's going to be reevaluated. Cam Reddish comes back for a game, is out for a game, comes back for a game, is out for a game. It's been a shit show. So not all of that is on Darvin Ham, but like I said, my frustration with this Lakers team is much further than one individual player. My frustration with this Lakers team is they can't start games to start their life. Miami is a perfect example that ran circles around them today. It seems like the effort's not there. Listening to the players, at least listening to the some of the quotes I heard from Anthony Davis, they're clearly not playing as hard as a team like Miami Heat. That's where I'm most frustrated. And then on top of that, you have the injuries and you got guys in and out of the lineup. So it's a combination of everything here, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about from there. Okay, let me get to a couple more of these comments here. In-season tournament was a mirage. Ham lost the locker room. I'm going to go back to what I said. I don't think Ham has lost the locker room. I don't think you can lose a locker room. Well, you can, but 35 games in, and you got to the Western Conference Finals last year. I don't think that's happening. So I'm not concerned about the locker room at this point. See what happens as the season progresses. The in-season tournament was a mirage. The in-season tournament wasn't a mirage. The in-season tournament was a 7-game tournament. How can you look at an 82-game season and judge anything off a 7-game tournament early in the season? It is exactly what it was. Appreciate the super here. All right, what do we got here? Murray and Capella on the way. I think the Lakers are going to make. I mean, I don't think they have a choice here. They're going to make some kind of move. I think we could all agree with that. Max, thank you for the super. You're going to do something. I don't think what the problem with the Lakers right now, it's you don't really know what to address. There seems to be a lot of holes. There seems to be a lot of areas right now with the Lakers that are question marks. So I think a lot going on there. Purple and Gold, thank you for the super as well. Trust Allen. You guys are going to love the move. Purple and Gold claims to be an insider. And Purple and Gold, we're going to give you one shot at this, brother. One shot. Got to come through for us. So if you don't come through for us, then you're 0 for 1. If you're 0 for 1, then we start looking on the bench and say, well, who else is coming in? Or you could be the Lakers and be 4 for 30, whichever one that you like. Underdog Fantasy is a proud partner here of Hoops Talk and this post-game show, and really just the channel in general. I want to let everybody know real quick. I already put my picks in. I'm going to show it to you guys here real quick. If you play DFS, if you like daily fantasy sports, then please use Underdog Fantasy. Use the code HoopsLA. If you do that, they will match your first deposit of up to $100. You put $100 in, they'll match it with $100. You got a free $100 to play with. Put $50 in, they'll match that. You'll have 50 free bucks to play with. I got my picks for tomorrow. Take a look here. Giannis at San Antonio, higher or lower than 34.5 points? Higher or lower than 34.5 points? I'm going to go lower on this one. Then I'm going to do Victor Wembanyama. By the way, that's kind of cool. Giannis versus Wembanyama. We'll see if I end up watching it. This is actually a combination. This is 27.5 points plus rebounds. So it's points plus rebounds to be over 27.5. That seems like that would be a good bet. I'm going to put $20 on it. It pays out 3 times. It would pay $60 for this specific bet. Again, use my code HoopsLA. Put in that code. Get that $100 deposit match. I got Giannis going lower tomorrow. I got Wemby going higher. I will play it. I will confirm it, and I'm done. That's how quick it is. It literally takes a second right there. I appreciate their partnership on the channel here. Okay. Next thing that I want to get into here real quick, and I think I mentioned it for a quick second here, and I'm going to get back to it. So Lakers in the standings. You know, something surprised me today. I had a lot of disagreements with Michael Thompson today. Michael and I were doing the pregame show together. Love working the guy. Obviously, you literally cannot get any more knowledgeable about the NBA and basketball the way he does. He's a historian of the game. He played in the game for a number of years, #1 draft pick, won a couple championships with the Lakers in the 80s. He happened to crop some professional athletes as far as his sons go. Klay Thompson, obviously a 4-time champion in the NBA. And Michael and I were disagreeing on something today. Michael said, you know what? I'm not worried about where the Lakers are in the standings anymore. I'm like, Michael, wait a minute. I thought you were the guy that was telling me don't poo-poo the regular season, that it's important. You're trying to build continuity, this, that. And his point was this. The point that he was trying to make was the Lakers right now, and we're going to look at, I'll share this with you guys. We'll kind of go in the standings here together. His point was pretty simple. His point was, right now, if you go look at the NBA standings and you see where the Lakers are, got the wrong screen there. If you go look at where the Lakers are, find the standings here, okay. Here the Lakers are sitting in the 10th spot, 17 and 18. The point Michael was trying to make was, look, LeBron and Anthony Davis are good enough players. This team made a run to the Western Conference Finals. It doesn't really matter where they end up in the standings. They'll be fine. They can go make a run. I get his point. I understand what he's trying to say. You got experience. You got a team. If they play the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round, OKC could fold in the playoffs. It's not like they have a ton of experience in the postseason. It's not like this crew together has had 3-4 years of postseason runs. I get what he's trying to say when it comes to that. However, I don't want to see the Lakers in a play-in tournament game. We've seen that before. The way where they're sitting right now in the 10th place here, I know we're not in a position where the playoffs are going to start tomorrow, but 10th place means you got to beat Phoenix on the road, and then you got to beat the loser of Dallas and Houston on the road just to make the playoffs. If you told me right now the playoffs are going to start, Lakers are not winning 2 in a row against those two teams on the road, they're going to be out of the playoffs. They're not going to make the playoffs. Now, luckily, it's not 35 games to get in here, so they got time to figure it out. Okay, who's behind them? Golden State is eventually going to get Draymond Green back. I know Gary Payton II is out for a couple of weeks. They are also a championship-proven caliber team, a head coach. These guys know what they're doing. I'm not telling you they're going to go make a run. What I'm purely just trying to say is the Warriors, don't be shocked if they're in the picture of the playoffs by the time we get to April or so. Utah, out of nowhere now, has won 7 of their last 10 games, and I thought initially was going to be a pretty decent team, but they started off so bad, and now all of a sudden they're winning games, and look at them. They're technically one game out of the loss column to grab that number 10 seed for the Lakers. I mentioned Memphis is just going to be better because Ja Morant is back. You got other teams that are playing good basketball that are in front of the Lakers, including the Pelicans. The Clippers have won 4. They're 21-12. Clippers only 3 games away from the best record in the entire Western Conference. Denver, OKC, Minnesota playing good ball as well. The point that I'm trying to make here, Laker fans, is I was a little surprised when Michael mentioned that he thinks that it's okay if the Lakers, from a standings perspective, they can go make a run. I would look at this 2 ways. Yes, I know they got to be healthy. Yes, they got experience. You're playing with fire. And the fact that LeBron and Anthony Davis have played so many games this year and they've been available, what makes you think that in February, Bron's not going to need a little bit of a rest? What makes you think that there aren't going to be times later on as the season progresses that, clearly this team they're going to go through some highs. They're going to go through some lows. They're clearly at a low right now, but how they're losing and the teams they're losing to, completely unacceptable. Lakers got a game coming up against the Memphis Grizzlies on Friday. I mentioned a little bit about Memphis, looking at their stretch here, 5-5 in their last 10 games. Ja Morant is back. They just lost their last game against the Toronto Raptors. But I'm looking at that box score. They got a lot of talent on that team. A lot of talent on that team. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a really nice player. Ja Morant, in the past, has been an MVP caliber type of player. Desmond Bane, Marcus Smart, they got guys. And if the Lakers just continue to play the type of basketball that they have been playing, if the Lakers continue to let teams get off to a hot start, doesn't matter on the road or at Crypto.com Arena, then the Lakers are going to be in trouble again on Friday. And then we're going to have to sit here in a very disappointing post-game show as well. Okay. We got a lot of comments here. Let me get to a few of them here, and then we're going to call it a night. Okay, let me see some of these. Yep, also Trace Thompson. You're right. Another baller in that family. Okay, let's see what we got here. The most overrated offseason. What a disappointing game. This team isn't winning anything. These are all the latest ones here, so you can see how Laker fans feel here right here. Let's see what else we got here. This team is an embarrassment. The Lakers are not going to the playoffs. Tell me how you really feel. This team is hard to watch. Couldn't agree more. You're making excuses, dude, for the Lakers. Andrew, Go back and listen to the beginning of the show. Trust me, I'm not making excuses for the Lakers. There's no excuses for the only excuses that you have for the Lakers is this, that they have legitimately had a lot of role players in and out of the lineup. But I don't have excuses when they lose to Dallas, when they don't have Kyrie, and there's other players that Dallas didn't have. I don't have excuses when the Chicago Bulls didn't have Zach LaVine, and I forget what their record was when they played the Lakers. I don't have excuses for the Lakers against Miami tonight without Jimmy Butler. I don't have excuses. Like I said, go back. Literally, one of my tiles says 0 excuses for the Lakers. I'm making excuses? Well, my thing says 0 excuses for the Lakers. I was actually well prepared for that. I didn't even put those two together. I think I could have just dropped the mic right there and just ended the show. Okay, we're getting close to doing that, by the way. All right, couple more here that I want to read, and we're going to call it a night. Score and play defense, somebody. Okay, yep, we know. Lakers not doing it. Lakers lose to the Heat, 110-96. Another really bad loss for the Lakers. Feel free to use my channel and this platform to bitch and complain as much as you want. I love that there are a lot of Laker fans who are real, just genuine Laker fans that use the channel, use it for content, and use it to talk to each other. That's actually one of the cooler things. As I was waiting today, I see so many people communicating with each other in the chat. So thank you for doing it. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Sorry for another bad loss for the Lakers. I got Lakers Talk tomorrow night. If you guys want to listen to that on radio, I got the Travis and Sliwa show coming up tomorrow morning as well. Thank you for being a part of the show. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your night. And Lakers, get your shit together. Thank you, Laker fans.